Welcome back to Crypto Atlas, your daily source for crypto whale alerts, crypto market news, and DeFi gems. And today, woo boy, today is spicy. Bitcoin is moving like crazy, and the whales are absolutely tearing up the blockchain. We've got massive transfers, institutional flows, government updates, ETF upgrades. This one is loaded. So let's go ahead and get straight into the whale alerts because the numbers today are insane. So first up, the monster. The big one, the mega whale move of the night. Whale Alert reported 6,103 Bitcoin. That's over $500 million. $535 million to be more exact, flying from one unknown wallet to another unknown wallet. And when I say unknown, I mean full on crypto ninja mode. No tags, no exchange labels, just quiet mega money drifting through the blockchain like a submarine. The sender wallet starts with 21D7. The receiver starts with BC1Q. And look, when you move $500 million casually at 10 p.m., you're not just a whale, you're a Leviathan. And here's what makes this even more interesting. The receiving wallet didn't just get the 6,103 Bitcoin chunk, it also shows another small incoming transfer of 0.19 Bitcoin. That's about $16,700 from a totally different wallet starting with 18SN. Now, that tiny amount could be a test transaction, a dust ping, or literally someone trolling with pocket change. I mean, somebody's pocket change. But paired with a giant transaction like this, it usually signals wallet consolidation. Someone is reorganizing their cold storage, and people don't reorganize $500 million in Bitcoin unless they're preparing for something. So now let's go ahead and jump into the next one, because the second alert is also huge. Whale Alert flagged 1,739 Bitcoin. That's worth about $152 million, moving from Cefu to Binance. So this time, it isn't mysterious. This is tagged custodial infrastructure, moving funds onto an exchange. And you know the rule. Cold wallet to exchange means potential sell pressure. But before you panic, let me explain. Cefu is often used for liquidity management. Sometimes these big transfers are simply preparing inventory, not dumping. The receiver wallet begins with 1AZ7 and the sender from Cefu starts with BC1Q. The chain does not lie, but it doesn't tell you motive either. Still, $152 million hitting Binance definitely gets traders' attention. And there was also a tiny side transfer that was 0.089 Bitcoin, which is about $7,800. And that came from a wallet starting with BC1Q to Cefu. Again, small, but it suggests they're moving things around internally. Either way, between the 6,103 Bitcoin shift and the Cefu to Binance move, Bitcoin whales moved nearly $700 million today alone. That's not normal activity. That's strategic repositioning. All right, let's pivot from whale activity into the market news because, wow, today's headlines are absolutely wild. But right before I get into that, I just want to let you guys know that I do have a referral link to a crypto exchange called BTCC. That is down in the description below. This exchange has been around for 13 years. You get access to over 300 crypto futures, up to 500x leverage. There's no VPN or KYC required. And there's also sign-up bonuses. So if you want to check this out, you want to go ahead and get started, you can find that link down in the description below. Also, if you want to stay updated, you guys can check out my Telegram group. I do have that in the description too. Okay, so first up is a huge one. This is coming from John Squire. And he says the SEC, yes, the SEC is holding a meeting on December 4th, which is right around the corner, to discuss regulatory changes around corporate governance and tokenization of equity securities. This is massive. We're talking about stocks going on chain, ownership going on chain, and traditional markets finally stepping into blockchain rails. When Squire says the shift to on-chain markets is no longer theory, he's not exaggerating. This is the beginning of the next market structure revolution. And up next, we've got Vivek Sen. who's dropping a bomb from live television. Tom Lee just said on CNBC that Bitcoin is still going over $126,000. And get this, the next 35 days. That's a wild call. Tom Lee has had some bold predictions in the past, but the timing of this, right as whales are moving hundreds of millions, makes it even more interesting. If institutional models show acceleration, $126,000 isn't that crazy. Now, let's get into the big boy bullish news. This is coming from Trending Bitcoin. Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, the biggest asset manager on earth, said Bitcoin could rise to $500,000 to $700,000. That is sky high, galaxy level valuation. When the man who controls trillions says Bitcoin is heading to the $500,000 range, it's not hopium, it's a forecast. Then we have also Bitcoin junkies. They're reporting that Treasury Secretary Bessent, under the Trump administration, is removing all regulatory barriers against Bitcoin and crypto. That's the type of policy shift that changes volatility, liquidity, adoption, everything. If this plays out, it's basically the US saying, all right, enough waiting, let's run. And saving one of the biggest confirmations for last, Swan dropped a monster update. Nasdaq just reclassified BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF into the same tier as Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft, SPY, and QQQ. That means it now has mega cap status, and options limits exploded from 25,000 contracts to 1 million. This is not a small upgrade. This is Bitcoin graduating into the heavyweight division of financial products. And when derivatives explode, price discovery accelerates and usually up. So when you combine the whale movements, the SEC meaning Tom Lee's forecast, Larry Fink's mega prediction, the US regulatory shift, and the ETF status change, yeah, Bitcoin is setting the stage for something big. So buckle up. The market is just getting started. So we are seeing a fresh new day here on the price chart for Bitcoin, and just zooming out a tad bit here, going back in history a little bit, guys, we hit a high back on October 6th, which to many people feels like an eternity, but at the same time, not too long ago. So it's pulled back quite a bit since then, because we were up about $126,000 for one Bitcoin, now at 90,300. So if somebody came in here and this was to make a rally up, that's still massive room for profit and gains. And right now, we're sitting above the halfway mark on the Fibonacci retracement in this second zone. So if we can manage to get up here, the next major level of test on the Fibonacci retracement will be around $96,700. We'll see if it's able to pull that off in the next 30 days. I'll keep you guys updated, and you can find my referral link again down in the description below. And thank you so much to my Patreon supporters and my YouTube members. If you guys want to check me out, I am also over on Blue Sky at Crypto Atlas. Thank you so much. God bless, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.